learned that I'm very input-oriented. So the experience of selling to a very large company and the environment, the culture being so different was extraordinary. It was really phenomenal to see how different the world is between a startup and a tech startup, and then the the large organization culture. And then how do you blend the two, find a synergy that's still ultimately fulfilling a mission and a purpose? And I think we did pretty good with that. Well, as businesses, I've been fortunate I haven't had any fail. So that's not just making that up, I haven't. So I've been fortunate with that. I will tell you though, that I did have one where the culture clash was so significant that I felt like it wasn't the best thing, the best outcome I would have hoped for. And that business, it was a corporate-driven one, and I found out after we had done the merger or sold the business that the leadership had a different vision than what they had articulated. And so I felt that ultimately it wasn't the success I had hoped for. As an economic return to the stakeholders, the shareholders, everybody involved, and all the employees, everybody won financially. I just don't think it was as optimal as it could have been. And will we have made a different decision? Probably, if we had given the insight. Yeah, it's interesting. I had a friend that's just pulled the plug on a startup, just got this email. A very strong individual, and that judgment and discernment is so important as it relates to your quality of life and your impact on society and the world. And he made a very good decision, and it's what you say, fail fast kind of, and then having the judgment to say, pull the plug and deal with the immediate consequences, to really defer away from what would be the long-term consequences of pouring a lot more in. I'd say, you know, it's a lot about trust your gut. I mean, it's really hard. If it doesn't feel right, I'm a sensing person, and I've had those situations. It wasn't at the level of pull the plug on the whole business, but I'll give you an example where we, in Explorys, for example, we had to do a major pivot and shut down a segment of our revenue stream because we were spread too thin. It's not quite a power down of the business, but it was a refocus, and it was a very challenging decision to make, and you know, we made it. We had to do it to survive and thrive, and fortunately it was the right move. But it was a lot of gut. It was like going, this doesn't feel like we can maintain the velocity required to obtain big impact, so we got to stop serving one segment, which was pharma. We had to shut down our pharmacy effort and focus just on the healthcare providers and health systems. Yeah, you know, I think we would have done better with selecting complementary leadership. We didn't have a great profile of our strengths. We do now, and we didn't really work hard at complementing those strengths with other strengths. For example, mine is ideation, strategy, competition, things like that. And we had three of us that were really great at that, so we were very powerful, but we really needed stronger operators, organizers, things like that to kind of herd us. And so I would have invested heavier in a process of selecting leadership to complement myself and a few of our other key founders, such that we would have been more balanced. Well, I've launched a new project with some partners and co-founders called the Unify Project. And essentially what we're allowed ourselves to talk about is that we're developing an operating system to optimize the economy. And we believe that, that we're not really leveraging all of our assets in our economy to the fullest level, and by that we've got a bit of a dysfunction going on related to dislocation and upward mobility and income equality and wealth, concentration of wealth. We believe there's a real issue there that an optimized economy can solve. So that's our project.